Looking at this tiny tea stall on a dusty village street, you're seeing the absolute baseline of a microeconomy. For a young man named Harya, his mother, and his younger brother, this stall is their only revenue stream. The margins are paper thin, generating barely enough daily cash to buy food for the afternoon. The local zemindar, the village landlord, exerts total control over this environment, operating as an unchecked regional monopoly. He maintains his power by leveraging legacy debt. Years ago, Harya's late father borrowed money, and the zemindar now uses that lingering interest to keep the family in a state of permanent financial compliance. When Harya struggles to make a payment, the zemindar doesn't offer a restructuring plan. He sends his enforcers. They immediately toss Harya's equipment into the street and evict him from the stall. In seconds, the family goes from barely surviving to having exactly zero income. This exposes a harsh economic reality. Relentless hard work remains mathematically useless when you operate within a predatory system where someone else owns the underlying assets. When the landlord controls the land, he controls your survival. The family decides to pivot. They need capital to start farming a barren plot of land left by their father. To get it, the mother liquidates her only valuable asset, her gold necklace, to buy watermelon seeds and fertilizer. They are converting personal wealth into a raw agricultural commodity. The two brothers invest months of intense manual labor. They endure scorching heat and heavy rains, pouring their absolute maximum effort into the soil. Their work pays off, in the form of a cart filled with huge, green, seemingly perfect watermelons. This diagram maps out their target market. As producers, Harya and his brother need to sell to the local middlemen, then sell to consumers. But these B2B gatekeepers collude. They crack open a watermelon, falsely declare the inside is white and tasteless, and rally a mob to refuse payment. The brothers are locked out. With the gatekeepers refusing the product, the family faces total capitulation. They have no alternative buyers, forcing them to refund the little money they took and absorb 100% of the financial loss. The brothers mastered the production of their crop, but that mastery yielded nothing. If the established distribution channels are weaponized against you, a perfect product still results in bankruptcy. Out of options, the family makes a final all-or-nothing gamble. They pledge their actual home, their physical shelter, to the zamindar for another loan. They take that capital and invest in a long-term, high-yield asset class, date palms. Time passes, the trees mature, and when harvest time finally arrives, the branches are heavy with premium dates. The yield and quality are significantly higher than anything they produced previously, but at the market, they collide head-on with the zemindar's influence. He ordered a total embargo. The local vendors aggressively refuse to even look at the baskets, let alone taste the dates. They run the brothers out of the market once again. This is how entrenched monopolies protect their territory. They don't simply steal your profits, they build walls. They actively freeze emerging competitors out of the ecosystem entirely, ensuring their own power remains absolute. Back home, the mother eats one of the rejected dates and confirms they are incredibly sweet. The underlying raw material is flawless, which identifies the failure as a bottleneck within the distribution channel. She initiates a strategic pivot. They mix the dates with local jaggery over a hot stove. Looking at this value pyramid, they stop selling bulk raw commodity at the bottom. Instead, they upgrade into a premium finished good, date barfi. Executing a direct-to-consumer model, the middleman is grayed out, bypassed entirely. Instead, a direct connection is established, walking their heavy baskets of fresh barfi right into the busy village streets. The villagers are skeptical at first, but the brothers offer free samples. This acts as frictionless marketing. Once the villagers taste the rich, energy-boosting barfi, the quality of the product overrides the social pressure to avoid the brothers. Demand spikes immediately. Villagers start buying sweets by the kilo. Cash flows directly into the creators' hands, leaving the market vendors out of the transaction. The zamindar's financial grip on the family finally snaps. You cannot beat a corrupt gatekeeper by asking for their permission. True disruption requires taking a high-quality, unique product and putting it directly into the hands of the end user. The zamindar realizes his monopoly is cracking. In a panic, he abandons market manipulation and resorts to brute force corporate sabotage. He dispatches a crew of thugs under the cover of night to raid the orchard and steal the entire crop. But Harya has developed an intelligence network. A guilt-ridden vendor from the market, tired of the Zamandar's bullying, quietly warns Harya about the impending midnight raid. Armed with this data, Harya deploys a highly effective, low-cost defense mechanism. He coats the trunks and branches of the date palms with an aggressive, severe itching herb native to the area. When the Zamandar's enforcers arrive and start climbing, the defense mechanism triggers. Within seconds, the thugs are covered in hives, abandoning the theft and sprinting down the road, scratching furiously. The raid collapses. Building a successful product is only half the battle. A disruptive business must proactively and aggressively defend its supply chain from the incumbents it threatens. The Barfi's local success inevitably attracts urban attention. A merchant from a nearby city arrives in the village. He owns 5 stores and needs a massive, ongoing bulk order, injecting serious capital into Harya's operation. The family uses this massive influx of cash to clear the board. They march into the Zamandar's office, pay off the debts in full, and reclaim the deed to their home along with their mother's gold necklace. They secure total economic independence. This public reclamation of assets provides the village with a visible blueprint for resistance. By proving the Zamandar's debt traps are beatable through value-added production, the brothers strip away the aura of invincibility that kept the local population compliant. When the rules of a market are explicitly written to ensure your failure, playing by them will destroy you. Survival requires a different math. Outthink the monopolies, upgrade your value, and take your product straight to the people.